Excerpt from Practice of Brahmacharya, continued. Importance of proper food and evacuation. Most of the diseases take their origin in overeating. Observe moderation in diet. Avoid late suppers. The evening meal should be light and eaten before 6 or 7 p.m. If possible, take milk and fruits only at night. No solid or liquid should be taken after sunset. When you take milk, mix ginger essence in it. Or boil crushed ginger with milk before taking the milk. Give up hot chutneys, garlic, onion, and pungent foodstuffs. Hot curries, chilies, and chutneys make the semen watery and lead to frequent wet dreams. Take bland, soothing, non-irritating simple food. Give up smoking, liquor, tea, coffee, meat, and fish. When there is any inclination for micturition at night, immediately get up to empty the bladder. A loaded bladder is the cause for wet dreams. Before retiring to bed, answer the calls of nature. If there is severe constipation and the bowels are loaded, they will press the vesiculae seminalis, and consequently, there will be discharges at night. To relieve constipation, the use of the enema is most essential. The use of laxatives is not of much benefit as it creates heat in the body. Never stop the urge to answer calls of nature. Sometimes, the discharges take place on account of excessive heat in the body, excessive walking or travel, eating a large quantity of sweetmeats or chilies and salt. Give up excessive sweets and excessive sugar. Avoid dainty dishes, sauces, savories and pastries. Have occasional fasts, say, once a week. Do not drink even water on those fasting days. Do not ride too much on the bicycle. Chew pieces of the yellow variety of harad or myrobalan very often. When there is frequent discharge, dissolve 2 pinches of camphor in a cup of milk and take it occasionally at night. Take half a seer of milk in the early morning and half a seer at night. Get up before 4 a.m. Night pollution generally occurs in the 4th quarter of the night. Those who are in the habit of getting up from bed between 3 and 4 a.m. and doing japa and dhyana can never fall a victim to nocturnal pollutions. Make it a point to get up at least at 4 a.m. regularly. Sleep on a coarse bed. Use rough mats. Sleep on the left side. Allow the solar nodi, pingala, to work throughout the night through the right nostril. In acute cases, sleep on the back until recovery. If you are a married man, sleep in a separate room. You should never allow your wife to massage your legs at night. This is a dangerous practice. For protecting the semen, it is essential to wear always a strip of cloth over the private part, for there will be no night emission and growth of testicle. Therefore, always wear a langoti or korping or loincloth. You will not get inflammation or any other disease of the testicles. This will help you in keeping up brahmacharya. Wear a wet korping at night when you go to bed, if the disease is very troublesome. It is befitting for a celibate to wear always wooden sandals as thereby the semen will be conserved, eyes will be benefited, life prolonged and holiness and luster increased. Take to the name of the Lord, practice japa and meditation in the morning, as soon as you get up, for an hour or 2. Also, do this before sleeping at 10 p.m. This is a great purifier. This will strengthen the mind and the nerves. This is the best remedy. Repeat the mantra, Punamamaitu Indriyam. Let my lost strength be restored. Pray to the sun in the early morning before sunrise, O Lord Suryanaroyan, the eye of the world, the eye of the Virat Purusha. Give me health, strength, vigor, and vitality. Do Suryanamaskara in the early morning. Repeat the 12 names of the sun at sunshine, Maitreya Nama, Ravi Nama, Suryaya Nama, Banavi Nama, Kagaya Nama, Pushna Nama, Hiranyagarbhaya Nama, Marikai Nama, Savita Nama, Adityaya Nama, Bhaskaraya Nama, Arkaya Nama. Bask in the sun. The benefits of a hip bath. Take cold hip baths by sitting in a tub of water and keeping the legs outside the tub. This is very invigorating and energizing. A cold hip bath tones and soothes the nerves of the genitourinary system and stops nocturnal discharges in an efficacious manner. This is a general nervine tonic as well, as all the nerves are braced up. The hip bath can be conveniently managed at home in a big zinc tub. Aged persons and convalescents can use lukewarm water. Wipe the parts with a dry towel and put on warm clothing. Or stand up to your navel in a river, lake or tank for half an hour. Repeat Om or the Gayatri or any other mantra. Rub the lower part of the abdomen or belly with a coarse Turkish towel or a piece of khadi cloth several times. This can be practiced twice daily, morning and evening, in the summer season. Cold douches, spinal douches, and cold shower bath are of immense use in the practice of Brahmacharya. Shower baths can be easily installed at home by fixing the spray apparatus to the tap. Sirsasana, Sarvangasana, Siddhasana, Sukhapurvak Pranayama, and Uddiyana Bandha are all very effective in eradicating spermatorrhea. Practice them and realize the incalculable benefits. Practice deep breathing and Bhastrika Pranayama. Take long walks. Take part in sports. Some helpful suggestions. Complete cure may take at least 1 to 6 months, according to the intensity of the disease. If the disease is of long standing, the cure may take a long time, as nature's processes are slow, though sure. Whenever you are haunted by sensual thoughts, you should try to replace them by holy thoughts about your favorite deity. Let any disease be there. Ignore it. Deny it. Think and meditate on the pure self. Keep yourself fully occupied. Do not give room for the mind to think of the body or the disease. This is the treatment for any kind of disease. Sing Hari's name in a variety of ways. When you are tired, take to the study of religious books. Do selfless service. Run in the open air. Swim in the river. Remove the stones and pebbles lying on the roads. Write down your Ishta mantra in a notebook for 1 hour. Purify the mind by cultivating devotion to God. Do japa and meditation. Study spiritual books. Pray to God. Observe Brahmacharya. Do not mix unnecessarily with women. See only the Divine Mother in them. Develop Aternabhava in all. Avoid cinema, novels, newspapers, bad company, evil talks. Do not look into the mirror frequently. Do not use scents or fancy clothings. Do not attend dance or music parties. Do not look at mating of animals and birds. Root out love of leisure and ease. Overcome laziness and always keep the body and mind engaged in some useful work. Keeping the mind constantly engaged is one of the great secrets of Brahmacharya. Lead a disciplined, rigorous life. Do not brood over the disease too much. It will pass off. When bad thoughts appear in the mind, repeat the name of God and pray to Him. Ultimately, the Lord's divine grace and helping hand is the sure antidote for all diseases. Rely on God. Be devoted to purity and piety. Cherish sublime thoughts. Read sacred literature. Naught shall assail you. This weakness will pass away. Do not be anxious, worried and depressed over it. Depressing thoughts are dangerous. Worry will only weaken you more. Learn lessons from the past and be benefited therefrom. Do not brood over the past and be weakened. Change your angle of vision. Practice inquiry. Meditate on the advantages of celibacy. Think of the lives of Akhanda Brahmacharyans like Hanuman, Bhishma, and others. Think of the evils of a sensual life, loss of health, shame, disease, and death. Cultivate discrimination. You are the child of the Lord of the universe. The bliss is within you. There is not an iota of pleasure in sense objects. Dissociate yourself from the body, identify yourself with the Lord. If your mind is pure and healthy, your body too will be pure and healthy. Therefore, forget the past and take to a new, better life of virtue and spirituality, love of God and aspiration for the higher divine life. Learn to find taste in divine life. Do more sadhana with greater intensity. You will be a completely changed and blessed person.
Kandharsana, shoulder pose. Kandhar and asana mean shoulder and pose, respectively. The two words originate from the Sanskrit language together meaning shoulder pose. In this asana, one has to lie down on their yoga mats in a supine position, that is straight on your back. Then fold your knees so that the heels are touching the buttocks. Once done, hold the ankles with your hand and raise your hips, chest, and abdomen while you inhale. Keep in mind that you should go as high as possible and that your shoulders and feet are on the ground. Exhale as you get back to your normal position, with your back, hips and thighs touching the yoga mat. This asana is known for curing various health ailments and also enhancing the sexual performance of men. It also fixes the nightfall issue. Keep in mind that you will have to perform this asanas in the morning before sunrise because that's when it will work the best. Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. Shoulder stand is by far one of the best nightfall yoga asana out there as it works on the entire body. This asana increases blood circulation in all parts of the body, making it feel alive. All you have to do is lie down in a supine position, then raise your hips, legs, and back at an angle of 90 degrees from the ground. Your arms should be on the floor, or if you are a beginner, you can also support your back with your arms. Your abdomen, legs, and shoulders should be in a straight line. This asana is beneficial in treating various other issues like sexual disorders, constipation, hypertension, etc. According to yoga, the energy that is used in the sexual process is prana. It can be utilized to make the sexual act more enjoyable, powerful, and effective, or it can be tapped and controlled so that the sexual functions stop and the energy is sublimated to higher and more subtle activities such as sadhana and meditation. Sexual energy is a very potent force which can work for us and help to make our lives more vital, energetic, and full. The sublimation of sexual energy creates ojas, spiritual energy. In this process, the energy that would normally flow downward into the genital organs is turned upward towards the brain, purifying and awakening its dormant centers. This practice requires the guidance of a spiritual master to attain the highest possibilities. Once this control is gained, nocturnal emission usually ceases. However, this control must extend beyond the conscious level because conscious control is usually based on suppression in a disguised form. Subconscious and unconscious control, which have become an integral part of the personality and awareness, are required, and this takes time. We cannot stop the sexual process as simply as turning off a tap. The whole body-mind complex must be changed. Sublimation of sexual energy into ojas involves a new outlook and lifestyle for most people. Firstly, diet is changed to pure vegetarian foods, free from toxins and poisons which create subtle stress on our nerves and brain. Then we begin the process of changing the subtle structure of the body by the appropriate practices and a more regular yogic lifestyle such as one might live in an ashram. All yogic techniques are a means to sublimate energy. Stay in this posture as long as you can. Go back to the corpse pose, take a minute break. Perform 4 sets. Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose, is a sitting asana wherein one has to sit in a kneeling down position. The meaning of Vajra is thunderbolt, and this should be performed once you have consumed your meals. This yoga pose has beautiful effects on one's body, provided it is done after eating. In this position, you will have to come down on your yoga mat and kneel and sit on your legs. Your hips should rest on your heels, and your arms should rest on your thighs or can be in a namaste position. Make sure your chin is parallel to the floor. This asana is great for digestion and constipation. Plus, it strengthens your pelvic muscles, thus controlling your nightfall problem. Sit in this stance for at least 30 seconds or as long as you want. 1 minute break. Perform 5 sets. Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend, derived from the Sanskrit language and formed by combining 3 words. The translation of Paschimottanasana is back, Paschim, stretch, Uttana, and pose, asana. This is a sitting yoga posture. In this asana, one has to sit down on their mat with their legs extended forward. As you inhale, extend your spine. Now, hinging from your hips, bend forward and bring your hands to hold your toes. Do this while you are exhaling. This will allow your head to come closer to your knees. Make sure your legs are straightened. However, if you are a beginner, you can keep them slightly bent from the knees. Try to hold this position for 10 to 15 seconds. While holding the position, as you inhale, try to lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, try to go deeper. To come back up, inhale deeply, sit up and stretch your arms up straight above your head. This asana will calm your mind, stretch your back, and also work on reducing your fatigue, improving digestion, and lastly, curing your nightfall issue. Hold the big toes without bending your knees and stay in this posture for 10 seconds or as long as you can. Slowly, Release the hands from the toe fingers, lift the torso and come back to the initial seated posture. 1 minute break, 5 sets. Kumbhaksana, plank pose. Lie down flat on the floor or the yoga mat with the stomach and chest in contact with the ground. Keep both your hands on either side of the face near the forehead and ears, with your fingers joined and palms facing down. Raise both your feet together, keeping the tips of the toes on the ground. Using the momentum of both hands and balancing your entire weight, breathe in deeply and gradually lift the upper body, i.e., the torso, along with the hips and thighs to a comfortable height from the ground. Keep the feet and back always parallel to the surface of the floor, just like in a plank workout, and try to remain in this pose for 30 to 60 seconds. Breathe out and gradually come back to the ground. Uttanpadasana, raised leg pose. Begin by lying down flat on the ground in the corpse pose. Place both hands side by side to the body and feet placed together. Take a deep breath and raise both legs simultaneously off the ground. This pose is gradually done in 3 variations. Initially lift both legs to a 30-degree angle from the ground and bring it back to the surface, then elevate the height, bringing it to 60 degrees, back down again, and then finally 90 degrees to the floor. Hold this stance for 30 seconds, then exhale and gradually bring back the legs to the ground in the initial lying position. Perform 5 sets. Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Another great pose in yoga for night fall control is the Cobra pose. For Cobra pose or Bhujangasana, one has to pose their body like a snake raising its hood. Bhujang literally translates to cobra, snake in the Sanskrit language. So the literal translation of the word is what one has to perform, that is a pose, which looks like a snake. For this asana, one has to lie down on their stomach on their yoga mats and keep the chin relaxed on the floor. The feet should slightly touch each other. Once that's done, one should place their hands under their shoulders and take a deep breath, and while breathing, lift their upper body, head, chest, and shoulder. Stay in this position, and while going back, exhale out as quickly and slowly as you can. This asana is perfect for the abdomen and back. It strengthens and regulates the organs below the waistline, thus helping in nightfall. Siddhasana, also known as the adept's pose, can easily be learned by most people although they have developed a fair degree of flexibility in the legs. It is considered to be the best meditation posture for swamis and aspirants devoted to raising their consciousness to the highest level. The word Siddha means accomplished, fulfilled, perfected, inspired sage, one who has attained the highest. It usually refers to a person of purity and wholeness, who possesses great psychic and spiritual powers called Siddhis. In the Hatha Yoga Pradipika 1:37-41, it states, press firmly the heel of the left foot against the perineum, and place the right foot above the male organ. With the chin pressing on the chest, in Jalandhara Bandha, one should sit with restrained senses and gaze steadily at the space between the eyebrows. This is called Siddhasana, the opener of the door of salvation. Just as moderation in food is first among the yams, and non-violence among the niyamas, so is Siddhasana called by the adepts the chief of all asanas. Out of the 84 asanas, Siddhasana should always be practiced because it cleanses the impurities of the 72,000 nadis. In Siddhasana, the position of the heels directly stimulates Muladhara Chakra. The legs being firmly locked in a symmetrical position with both knees touching the ground balances Ida and Pingala nadis, thereby stimulating the Sushumna nadi to function. Once Sushumna is activated, meditation comes spontaneously and easily. The mind becomes ordered, relaxed, strong, peaceful, and takes on the form of Siddha, master of psychic forces. Effects of Siddhasana enhances practices such as japa and meditation by sublimating sexual energy and sending it to the brain. It is also a powerful technique in itself, conferring many unique benefits on its practitioner. Regular practice of this pose is one of the best ways to prevent nocturnal emission. It is also an efficient technique to help in family planning as it exerts an effect similar to vasectomy, ligation of the vas deferens in men. In Siddhasana, the urogenital system is firmly blocked by the feet. This has the following effects on the body. pressure is exerted on the penis, testicles, tracts, surrounding glands, and structures. The urethra, vas deferens, and epididymis are compressed. Thus, the flow of sperm from the testicles is reduced. If practiced over a period of several years, this constant pressure gradually obstructs the vas deferens so that sperms are less free to pass into the ejaculate. The constant pressure on the walls of the vas deferens affects the body at two levels. Physically, the walls gradually fuse. Pranic energy is dammed up because of pressure on the Vajra Nadi, the psychic passage in the penis, and because of stimulation of Muladhara Chakra. Physiologically speaking, no adverse physical changes occur from the practice of Siddhasana. Sperms are still formed and are stored in the epididymis at the top of the testicle where they develop greater power, motility, and maturity. All sperms are liquefied, their energy and material constituents being absorbed back into the body. To fully understand the fantastic energy of each sperm, consider the following facts. A. Each sperm, 50 microns long, on entering the uterus, swims a distance 5,000 times its own length, the equivalent of a man swimming 3.5 miles against the current, which flows towards the vagina. B. Each ejaculation, approximately 2 to 4 mils, contains 200 to 700 million sperms. C. Only one sperm is needed to fuse with the female ovum and supply the generating spark to build this whole human body. The conservation of such a force has very powerful effects on the body. Testosterone, which is responsible for the emotional makeup of males, and pituitary-stimulating hormones are conserved as they do not have to maintain a fast turnover of sperm. Frequent ejaculation utilizes more stimulating hormones and thus the energy to manufacture them. In Siddhasana, Vajra Nadi is blocked so that the energy has no choice but to flow upward, vitalizing all body organs and stimulating the chakras. It then passes into the brain, turning on vital centers and rebalancing neural circuits. Areas of the brain that have lain dormant and outside the field of conscious awareness are brought within our control. In vasectomy, however, the Vajra Nadi remains patent so that energy is free to flow downward and escape through this route via wet dreams and so on. Other effective yoga poses for controlling sexual functions include Sirshasana, Dwi Padak Bandhasana, Padanagushtasana, Brahmacharyasana, and Mulbandhasana. Vajroli Mudra also is a powerful method to help convert sexual energy into ojas.